Let's see, there's a bunch of cards. Where did we end off last? There's so many new cards. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we looked at all of these in different languages. We can see this one. Rapier Master. I think the Japanese one is Sword Master, something like that. Which is interesting, right? I think Sword's new, new class mechanic is Enhance. Enhanced followers. I think they have the most enhanced followers. This one is something. So it's a 1 play put 1/1, and then every even number you get something enhance. At 2 gets +1/+1, so it's a fighter, which is good. And that's just fine. At 4, it's a 3/3 with Bane. At 6 is a 4/4 with Ward and Bane. And then it's a 5/5 with Bane, Ward, and Rush at 8. And at 10, it's a 6/6 with Bane, Ward, and Rush. Is that good? Not really, but it's really flexible. I think the sweet spot is probably 6. The 4/4 Bane, Ward. No, they want the Rush. Bane Ward's not that good. I've already seen that, and it's not that good. I think that we had the White Ridge guy, and he's way better than this with the Bane Ward. This does get Storm if you have Latham Effect. So if you have Latham Effect and you can Storm, it's pretty good. But honestly, Sword has better ways of getting a lot of damage in once you have Latham. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, but I don't think it's that strong. Also, if you're playing Arthur, you pull a 1/1. Isn't good. You can't really play with Arthur. But maybe in a pure Latham deck, it's okay. Inspired Inventor. Choose either put a Miraculous Invention or a Hazardous Invention in your hand. The Miracle Invention is a 2-play point, can't be destroyed by spells and effects. At the end of your turn, your leader has 10 defense or less, heal 3, and then banish this amulet. And then the Hazardous one is a 1-play point. Enemy leader has 10 or less defense, deal 1 damage to a random enemy follower, and 1 damage to enemy leader, then banish the amulet. So the reason why they can't be destroyed by spells and effects, we'll see in a little bit. Oh, I guess talk about the card by itself without seeing the other cards. It's 1 play 1/1, which is These artifacts aren't actually that exciting. Well, I gotta say that they're artifact amulets as well. You're like 3-play point, heal 3. Okay for 1/1. It's not that good. But you want to combo with the cards that you're gonna see later. We talked about this. These guys. I'll talk about these guys and then I'll talk about the Omen. So these have destroy another allied Portalcraft follower or Portalcraft amulet without countdown. So when it goes to destroy something that can't be destroyed, you can still target it, so you still get the effect, but the thing isn't destroyed. So those amulets can be targeted by this effect, can't be destroyed, but you still get this ability. And the ability is put a copy of that card into your hand and subtract 3 from its cost. Do you really want to copy those amulets? Probably not. Probably not worth playing a 4-play point 3/3. This guy is a 2-play point 1/2. I guess like there might be some more cards that you want to copy. But right now he's kind of like a bad Hamlin. 2 play point, 1/2. Destroy an allied portocraft follower. Amulet with a countdown and draw 2 cards. That's good. That's just like a better version of Demon Eater. I don't know why Portalcraft has a better version of Demon Eater. It kind of bothers me. You can't be with count, yeah. Destroy another allied Portalcraft follower or Portalcraft amulet without countdown. Deal 3 damage to random enemy follower. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. If you destroy Cameo with this effect, the effect will proc, and then you get a Cameo in your hand. It costs, I think Cameo costs 3? I don't know what the token costs. Either way, the token will be in your hand, and it'll reduce the cost by 3, and you'll probably play it again. It's a strong play, but it doesn't come up very often, so it's not worth playing the guy for that. Yeah. Yeah, it's free. So all these cards work with the Omen. In the 4 play point, 1/4 with Bane. Can't be destroyed by spells and effects. That by itself, really annoying to deal with. She evolves for full stats, and Evolve puts Destruction in white in your hand. Again, because of her effect, she can be targeted by her followers. And she won't be destroyed, and the followers still get the effect. But yeah, she's really annoying to deal with. The Destruction in white is an artifact, amulet, costs 10. You put the Destruction in black in your hand. Whenever an allied follower is destroyed, subtract 1 from the cost of this card. So you throw a lot of puppets around, then this cost will get down pretty fast. Can't be destroyed by spells and effects. At start of your turn, restore 2 defense to your leader. The black is insane. This card's insane. Whenever an allied follower is destroyed, subtract 1 from its cost. Can't be destroyed by spells and effects. At start of your turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. So it's just a little bit weaker than a Path to Purgatory. But if you have Destruction white in play, you deal 10 damage instead, so you pretty much win the game. We'll see how fast it is to actually get this ability. Like, because they can't be destroyed, there's a pretty good chance that your Destruction white's gonna stick on the board, but it can be banished, so this kind of matters. Yeah, these feel like Haven cards, honestly. Portalcraft seems to just be taking everything from other classes. Kind of like what Sword did. Here's another neutral Omen. Kilanese, 7 play point, 3/5 with Ambush and Drain. Fanfare, give +2 attack to all other allied followers. Start your turn. If it's a 10th turn or later, both players draw 5 cards. So she gives like a strong Anthem effect, kind of like how Ector does, except she doesn't come with the zombies to immediately affect the board. Usually these 7-cost cards like this, they come with some kind of bodies. Like Snowman King or something. Or Arthur. But this can be played alongside those kind of cards and just be played after them to buff. I could see this maybe played in like a Shadow deck, maybe? I think Shadow and a Sword in rotation might be able to use this. The mill effect is like the draw 5. Kind of feels random to me. And maybe you can play this in like a weird Spartacus sword deck. Maybe. I don't know. His Ambush and Drain is also good. That's good in Sword because it curves really well right into a Sky Fortress, so Arthur's probably better. But that's another option. It curves into a Sky Fortress and then you get the Drain for 6. The Portalcraft card, 2 play point spell, a puppet in your hand, Resonance act for you, put 2 puppets in your hand. That's pretty bad. There's already a card called Puppet Room. And just 1 more play point. It doesn't worry about Resonance, and this gives you a million puppets. Yeah, this card's a bad card. Alright, here's the Sword Omen. I'm gonna start with the bronze card first. Servant of Usurpation? 2 play point 1/1, gain +1/+1 on Clash, and randomly put one of the following cards in your hand: the Gilded Blade, the Gilded Goblet, the Gilded Boots, or the Gilded Necklace. The gilded cards are here. The Blade deals 1 damage to an enemy follower for 1 play point. 1 play point, restore 2 defense to an ally. 1 play point, give rush to an ally. 1 play point, give +1/+1 to an ally. They're all like not great, but they're cheap. You get Angelic Snipe. It feels okay, I guess. I think it's probably one of the weaker ones. Snipe's good. Rush is okay, but it's like a free card, so it's fine. Plus Bone is okay as well. I think the Snipe is probably the best one. So that's that guy. It's alright, like 1/1 Clash, he becomes like a 2/2. He's pretty much like a 2/2. But can be removed by 1 damage spells. This one is a 3 play point 2/2 with Ambush. Whenever you play a loot card, gain +1 defense. Whenever this follower attacks, randomly put one of the following cards in your hand. Oh yeah, all of these cards are loot cards, right? All of the gilded cards are loot cards. So you can buff its defense. Which is okay. I don't know if it's worth playing a 3 play point 2/2. Can I see you flex how big your muscles? Not that big, dude. Yeah, the loot's kind of cool. Yeah, it feels really random. You might get something good in the situation, but you might get something not that great, like the heal. Fanfare, deal 1 damage to an enemy. Randomly put one of the following cards in your hand. All the like loot cards. And whenever you play a loot card, deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower. So this guy's kind of like a payoff. You hold onto your loot cards and you play him, and you can just spam a bunch of loot cards and he things everything. Like otherwise, he's like a 5 play point 4/5, which is like just okay. It deals like 1 damage to an enemy. Kind of like a Spinaria, I guess. I guess if you compare him to like Spinaria, he's alright. No, he's actually not that bad. And here's the Omen. Octress. 3-play point 2-3. Mars is rotating out, I believe. This is the new 3-play point 2-3. Fanfare, remove all last word effects on an enemy follower and give those effects to this follower. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Is Mars still with us? Oh, okay. Mars is still in rotation. I can't see this card replacing her. Or even fitting in the 3-play point spot. Kind of a meta card. If there's like a really strong last word in the meta, and steal it. Enhance, get +2/+2, and the ability to evolve for free. Recover 2 play points. So it's a 6-play point. 4/5. It gets a free evolve. But you have to play on turn 8 or further. Randomly put 2 of the following cards in your hand. When evolve, and you get 2 of the loot cards. You immediately play those like loot cards after you evolve her for enhance 8. You're really gonna Glover? Okay. It's kind of cool. I like the pirate theme they have going on here. I like swashbuckler kind of thief theme. It's interesting. I don't think it's particularly that strong, but it's interesting. A Forest Craft card, 5.54. And the choose effect, put a Hornet Warrior or Hornet Sting in your hand. If you played at least 2 other cards, I'm starting to get both of them. And this Warrior is a 2-play point 1/1 with Russian Bane, so just like a 2-play point and kill whatever, as long as it doesn't have protection from destruction abilities or is behind ward. That's very good. 2-play point kill whatever. And then the 3-play point spell deals 3 damage to an enemy leader. Very aggressive. Now, it's cost 5. It's kind of expensive for Forest. Doesn't immediately affect the board by itself. I think it's just kind of slow. It's the cards you generate are really strong, but I think by itself it's just kind of slow. Yeah, we'll see how the meta is, but I don't expect the meta to be able to like this kind of card to be able to be played in the meta because it's just too slow. But the removal is pretty good, and 3 damage to enemy leader for 3 play points. Okay. Okay. A neutral spell. Those are always interesting because every class can play them. 3 play point, Craving Splendor. Give 4 attack to a follower, then deal 4 damage to that follower. This is good on like cards that are immune to spell damage. Or maybe in a really aggressive deck with really fat ambush followers. I think the only class that can really support this is Sword. Like a very aggressive Sword deck. Because you can like use this with some of the Dragon Knights. Leafman? I don't think so. Might be wrong. Yeah. It's interesting. It's also a spell that doesn't like 1-for-1 or something. It's just a spell for damage. This is like if just an pure aggro card, because you're not trading with the follower that's getting the buff. You're going face with this. So you're going down a card to get 4 damage in for 3 play points. Yeah. Oh, you can also use it on oh. I didn't realize it's not allied follower. You can use it on enemy follower as well. It's very flexible then. That's interesting. That is interesting. 4 damage for 3 is pretty average. But not among every single class. It's a neutral card. It's every class has access to 4 damage for 3 now, with the flexibility of getting that 4 damage in face. Actually, a very good card, I think. Yeah, I think it's a good card. Yeah, I didn't. Usually, when it is a buff card, you usually can't use it on enemy followers, but this one you can. Interesting. Usurping Spine Blade. 2 play point spell for Swordcraft. Deal 3 damage to an enemy follower. Randomly put one of the following cards in your hand. Sword usually doesn't like running removal spells. Usually prefers using followers for removal. But if you're playing the loot deck, this is probably staple in it. Yeah. 3 damage for 2 is usually the best you get, outside of like spending up extra resources or having certain conditions. Pretty good. And I think this is important. 2 play point 3 damage is going to be important because there's going to be a lot of... There's a few 3/3s for 3, which you need to be killed. So it might be good in the meta. Havencraft Countdown Amulet. Realm of Repose. At the end of your turn, if no ally follower attack this turn, your leader cannot receive more than 3 damage at a time. And all allied Havencraft followers can't be attacked. That's interesting. It lasts 2 turns as well. That's kind of neat. That's actually kind of neat. So the new Havencraft theme, as we saw from the previous cards, is that they have affects it when you don't attack with them. And them not being able to attack means they have a better chance of sticking on the board, so their effects will keep on going off. So if that kind of strategy, then this is might be good in it. That also protects your face. And since it's like a... yeah. Haven already has ways of protecting their face from big burst damage. But this lasts 2 turns. So against Giant Chimera, it lasts an extra turn. So it can eat up 2 Giant Chimeras instead of like a... now, especially like open only absorbs 1 turn. But it's only as if an allied follower didn't attack. So it's situational. Yeah, I don't know if you can win without attacking, unless you're playing Tenko. Alright, Portalcraft spell, 4-play point. Destroy an allied Portalcraft follower or amulet without countdown. Deal X damage to all enemy followers. X equals the cost of that card. So you kind of want to... I think the theme of the card is you want to use it on the new amulets. Like 10 cost amulets and just immediately do like 10 damage. All enemy followers, that's pretty strong. If not, you can use it on the Omen herself, which is 4 damage. 4 damage for 4 is actually very, very strong. All enemy followers. So this kind of combo is actually really good. I like the art of this card as well. It's hard to say if it's gonna be good because I think it requires the other cards in the set to be good. I think it's a good card. We'll see. I also like how these new cards, like new spells, are themed after the omens. Like the theme of this set's really cool. Wings of Lust, a Bloodcraft spell, 2 play points. Give 2/2 to an allied follower. That follower gains falling effect, and your turn deal 1 damage to your leader and this follower. Enhance gains drain. Enhance 4. So buff spells are usually kind of bad because you're just stacking all of your things on one follower. Usually buffs are meant for like aggressive because you don't really want to trade with the thing you buffed. Yeah, if you use on Vera, she won't take the damage you evolve her. Kinda neat. The drain is nice. The drain's actually kind of good. I think the enhance is better than I think you need to play the enhance more often for the heal. I don't know. Usually I'd rather be playing followers than buffing followers in this game. We'll see. Yeah, Dark Feast and those like other cards, the Omens, the Omen of Lust, there's enough things that ping your face. I think this might be on lower list of things that ping your face. But the healing part might be good enough. Cassiopeia looks really nice. Hope you guys open her in packs. Alright, here's the Dragon Omen and her followers. The 2 play point 2/2. Whenever this follower takes damage, this follower is not destroyed, draw a card. Yeah, that's okay. He draws you 1 card, that's good enough. So it's like evolving over something and drawing 1 card, it's okay. It makes 1/2s look really bad. But both this is the theme, is taking damage and surviving. So other cards will work well with this. So the silver one is a 1 play point 1/1. It deals 1 damage to another allied follower and draw a card. So if you ping this guy, you draw 2 cards. It's okay, that's pretty good. But you can also ping other things, so you'll see. That's a 4 play point 1/5 with Storm. she evolves on full stats. Usually important to note when you're looking at storm cards. Remember, this follower takes damage. This follower is not destroyed. Gain +2 attack. So if you combo it with this, it's like 5 play point, 2 card combo, draw a card, deal 5 damage face with the evolve. Pretty crazy. It's like it's better than Albert on turn 5 if you combo these. And then the actual Omen herself, 5.55 with enhanced 7, deal 1 damage to all allied followers. You know, she works well with her other followers, like I mean the gold one and the bronze one, mainly the gold one. And then whenever this follower takes damage during your turn, if this follower is not destroyed, evolve it. So if you enhance her, she pings herself, so she'll immediately evolve. She doesn't evolve for any stats. I think that's one of the balancing factors of this card, because this card's kind of insane. And whenever this follower takes damage, if this follower is not destroyed, deal 3 damage to a random enemy follower, 3 damage to an enemy leader. So based on timing, I'm not sure how it works. I think you don't get to... Her effect doesn't activate, right? Because you deal 1 damage to her when you enhance her. Then she evolves. Since she just evolved, this effect won't go off because she hasn't seen the damage done to herself yet. I'm assuming. I might be wrong, and her evolved self might see the damage she dealt to herself in the enhance. So if it's the case that she doesn't activate this at the same time as her enhance, she's not that strong. But if she does activate this effect during her enhance, it's pretty good. But she gets the rush, so you immediately ram into something and get her effect to go off. Which yeah, pretty good. Really neat. I think the 3 damage to enemy leader is kind of necessary. I hate when this kind of effect stacked onto an already good ability. But I don't know. They really want to push the theme. So when they want to push a theme, they usually make cards kind of OP, you know? You enhance damage herself, but this effect only goes off when she's evolved. She's not evolved when you just play her immediately. But she does evolve herself because she does 1 damage herself. You know, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, and the evolve effect needs a second trigger. Alright, the shadow cards. I'm very excited about these set. The 2/2 for 2 has enhanced 6, gain +3/+3. Remove all effects from enemy follower except changes to its attack and defense. So she silences a follower and is a 6.55. Seems kind of weak. Doesn't really work well with like Arceus at all. If it's 2 play point card that doesn't work with Arceus very well, then it's probably not good currently. Yeah, it doesn't work on Aegis because Aegis can't be targeted in the first place. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if the enhance was cost 5 instead, then this card would be really good. If it enhances 5, this card would be really good. The 6, a pretty important distinction between 6 and 5. 5 would be good. 6 would be 6 is just a little too much. If there was a 5.5, that's where it should be. But they rolled it up to a 5.5 doesn't exist, you know. All right. The silver is a 3.14 with ward, and is enhanced 6 game plus 3/3, like the same thing as the bronze card. It has clash. If enemy follower has storm or rush, give it -2 attack permanently. Very good defensive card. It just shuts down aggro. It shuts down silver cards. Like, it's actually a very good defensive card. Like, puppets can't touch her. This card's really good. Outside of cards with Storm and Rush, replay 0.14 is not too amazing. So if it's like a mid-rangey control mana meta, he's not that good, but if there's a bunch of aggro decks running around, then he shuts them down pretty hard. Yeah. She also bodies Silva effect, which I like. She bodies puppets in general, which is nice. But Shimi evolved over pretty easy. Important distinction is that Evolve does not give Rush. Evolve is his own special, can't attack this turn ability. Yeah. It's pretty neat. I like this card. But I don't have amazing hope for her unless we have a meta that fits this card. Enhanced 6, she's a 4/7? Decent. Hostile of Silence. 4 play point 3/4, destroy an enemy followed with ward. I don't know what it has to do with silence, but So right now, cards you want to hit with ward are mainly Haven and Haven and puppet cards, or portal cards, like Heartless Battle, Robomi, Galafi, Heavenly Knight. These are cards that are pretty good for this to kill. Outside of that, a lot of like followers ward are pretty small. It's only worth playing if there's followers that are above his cost that you're killing, or maybe followers at his cost. Yeah, if not, just a Goliath, and Goliaths are pretty bad. Yeah, the monkey in Forest will still be around. You can blow up that. Yeah. Thing is, we already have Big Soul Hunter, which usually takes care of those cards, except for Lloyd. And she's kind of more flexible, can take out other things that don't have ward. But this doesn't require any shadows. I can see like maybe like this card and this card seem like tech cards for certain metas. Also kind of funny that this counters the Discipline of Silence. Or Disciple of Silence, I mean. Yeah. I think he's a good card. It just requires certain metas. And the Omen of Silence. 3 Overstatted boy. The buff boy. Fanfare Necromancy 3. Until the start of your next turn, spells in your opponent's hand cost 3 more to play. I think back in Darkness Evolve, maybe Rise of Bahamut, I was really looking forward to a card that did this effect. We finally get it. Forever. Because I feel like there should be a counter to Spell Boost. Because Spell Boost is kind of like a busted mechanic. Same with like Roach Combo requires spells to be used. This counters that as well. I mean, this is kind of late for that meta. But there's still a Spell Boost rune, so this counters that. Outside of Spell Boost rune, not too many classes use a lot of spells. Other than like as removal. So we can you can lock like a Haven player out of Purge, which is good, but they still have Jean for AoE. Yeah, it's good in stopping your opponent's removal and stopping your spell boost opponent from doing a bunch of crazy things on their turn. I think Excel. I think it's worked as Excel, but I'm not sure. And because Excel counts as a spell when you play it. I don't know if it counts as a spell in your hand. We'll have to see. But I think it should, right? Because it is a spell. Yeah. He's strong. But since he's like not always good, they gave him the extra stat to make him feel like an Omen. And some random cards. I think these are all these blood cards? All blood cards, yeah. Also a neutral card. Alright. Bloodthirsty Hamster. It's a 2-play.13. Whenever your leader takes damage first time, on your turn, gain +1 attack. Kind of like a bad spiked hedgehog? Kind of like a spiked hedgehog. But instead of killing your opponent's things, you hurt yourself. Which is pretty easy to do with all the 0-cost ways of hurting yourself. So if you play this and a Perish on the same turn, on turn 2, you have a 2-play point 2/3, which is pretty good. That's actually very good. You can't do 2 things and buff it twice in the same turn. That'd be pretty broken. You can only do it once per turn, which is a nice balancing factor. But a 2-play point 2/3 is really good. If you can pull it off. Another Bloodcraft card, 4-play.44. Its stats are like over the it has more stats than normal. It beats the vanilla test. If an allied follower was destroyed this turn, deal 2 damage to an enemy follower. On Fanfare. You have to try something off first and then play this guy. And last words, deal 4 damage to your leader if vengeance is not active for you. It has above average stats, but its effect is kind of weak. You have to trade off something first and then play this card. And And like, Vengeance isn't really good right now in Bloodcraft, so you just take 4 damage to face when it dies. I guess that's why it's overstated. Yeah. Seems kind of weak because this ability's pretty unreliable. Armored Troll. It's the Smork card. 7 play point 8/7. Can only attack enemy leader. Ignore enemy follower's ward. Yeah, this is the Smork. The Smork Troll. 8/7 is really big for 7 play points. I think the average is like a 7/7. That's usually the highest. Use more attack than average. Can only attack enemy leader. They can't trade. It also ignores enemy ward. Yeah, give him the Craving card. Buff his attack. Who cares? And just slam face with him. This is a funny card. Yeah, this is a funny card. I like it. He's not very strong because he's a 7 play point, do nothing on the turn he's played. But he can slam face for like 10 of you have the evolve for some reason. I think it's funny. Yeah, some more card. Now if you had Storm, it'd be stupid. There is the Forest card that gives Storm, but I don't know if it only gives the Forest Craft Revolver or not. The Okami. Or not the Okami, the other wolf. Yeah, this guy has potential doing a ton of damage. I should look it up right now. The Forest Gold card, does it give only to Forest allies? Yeah, the Swiftgate Okami. Oh, it's any follower. Okay, so you can give this guy... You can give the Troll Storm with the Okami. Not on the same turn, but... if the Okami survives. I mean, probably not a good combo, but it is a combo. And the Blood Legendary. A 7 play point, 7/4, randomly destroy 3 other followers. This also includes your followers. It deals 7 damage to your leader if Vengeance on act for you. Uses a lot of damage. If you're at 11, you take 7, and yeah, you take a lot. Obviously, if you're 10 or lower, you don't take any damage, but if you're 11, you're on a 4 life. It's pretty bad. And this guy really only works if your opponent has either a lot more followers than you, or you have no followers. Because the random effect destroys your own followers as well. And when he evolves, it Vengeance act for you. Randomly deal 1 damage to a leader or other followers 9 times. I mean, you're probably gonna be in Vengeance after you play this guy, because he's dealing 7 damage to you. Like say if you're 11, even on a 4, if you evolve him, you can just kill yourself. Yeah, this includes yourself. It's insane. Yeah, King of this card is pretty bad. Just way too random and risky. He's truly the Calamity Bringer. His stats also kind of suck. He's 4 life for 7. Yeah. This card's pretty silly. This is one of the reasons I don't like why they're them doing 2 legendaries per expansion. Because like leave legendaries like this sometimes. And this feels really bad to open in packs. whatever, you can Violet for 1,000. You can't Vera and evolve him at the same time, so... I mean, you can evolve Vera and then not take the 7 damage, but, like, that's not that good. And your Vera could die. That's not worth it. I mean, the Vera can die, and then you take 7 damage. Because of the order of the effects. I mean, if you get ping yourself a bunch of times, and then you can Dark Feast Bat next turn, which was be nice, but you also could just die. Is Mask still in rotation? Let me check. This is the check if cards are still in rotation stream. Did we forget what expansion they come from? Pretty sure it is. Yes, it's... No, it's not. It's Tempest of the Gods. Of course not. No, Mask definitely not in rotation. Yeah, people still play it, and then they'll get blown up by it sometimes. Or they'll get really lucky with it. It's one of those kind of cards. Either it blows you up or you get lucky. Alright, this is a video introducing the new mechanic, Invocation. Here are the Invocation cards. 4 play point, 5/3. Bloodcraft card. Them stats, though. Them stats kind of suck. For a 4-drop. During your turn, if your leader has taken damage for the 4th time this turn, put him from your deck into play. Last words restore 3 against your leader. You evolve them, you get 5 instead of 3. So the last words is good. I think he's actually okay. Just as a 4-drop, it heals you for that much. If you evolve him, this heals you for a lot. Heals you for a lot. You can get him out really, like you get him out as turn 1, if like possibly, in rotation, with a Gift of Bloodkin and Perishes. But that requires like a pretty crazy draw. And it also gives your opponent bats, but who cares if you give your opponent bats when you give him? You get a 5/3. And even like if you have to play 3 bats to get this guy out with like a Perish something, they can trade their bats in this guy, but you still have 3 bats, and you healed 3, so you only take like 1 damage. Still really good. Yeah, I think this guy's like the last word is good enough just to play this guy in your deck. And then the chance of getting him out for free, even like in later game, just getting a free 5/3 is kind of good. Free things are good, and free things can be really broken. So this mechanic has high potential of being really broken. Depending on the card. This guy seems pretty good. Then there's the second Runecraft Legendary. A 20 play point 2020. Yep. And accelerate 10. Draw a card. And then you put her back in your deck and recover 9 play points. So it's only when you have 10 play points can you use her as an insight that puts her back in your deck. Okay. And then here, at the end of your turn, put her from your deck into play if you've played cards that originally cost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 play points this match. Those original cost, not the cost you played it for. So if you accelerate a card, it's their original cost, not the accelerated cost. If you enhance a card, it's original cost. If you play a card that has been spell boosted down to a lower cost, it's the original cost. The Flame Destroyer is always 10. Can't be targeted by enemy spells and effects. Can't be destroyed by spells and effects. But can be destroyed by damage. So it can be, you have 20 damage to run it into her. For some reason, then you're not running that 20 damage in the opponent's face. Yeah, she can be killed by that. She can also be transformed and banished by non-targeting effects. So, like Mutagenic Bolt or Purge, Semis Purge. We'll get rid of her. Getting her into play is pretty difficult. Bane does not work, because Bane is an effect that destroys. Only Banish and Transform will get rid of her. Or running 20 damage into her. Now there is ways of giving her ward in Runecraft, but like it's pretty hard to get her onto the board, let alone give her ward as well. It's easier to do this in Unlimited because you have like Daria and a bunch of ways of spell boosting followers that like cost high. Like Daria costs 9, Flame Destroyer costs 10, Fire Embrace costs 8. So those cover like the kind of the high cost ones. Enchanted Sword costs 7. They already cover those bases. So in Daria, it's probably the easiest way of getting her out. In rotation, it's probably pretty difficult to play a 10 drop other than like Flame Destroyer. I think the hardest one is a 9 drop, because we don't have a good 9 drop other than Giant Chimera, but if you're playing Giant Chimera, you're probably winning the game already. Maybe if this was an Accelerate 10, Accelerate 10 is kind of insane to as like an inside effect. That's kind of, why is it Accelerate 10? That's pretty unplayable. Like maybe they want your Giant Chimera to slam down and get you a 20/20. Is that what they want? Is that what they want you to do? They want you to play with Flame Destroyer in the game and then slam down your Giant Chimera and get a 20/20? I don't know. This is a big meme. He's a really cool card. Again, it takes up a legendary slot, and it's really hard to build a deck for her, and it probably won't be good. He's really cool though. Like, it's a cool card. It's a really cool card. I notice like Japanese card games like having these kind of things. Like a rare card that's obviously not that strong, but very cool. This is one of them. It does work with Ginger, but Ginger rotates. It's already rotated out. You can't play Ginger in rotation, and Ginger is way too slow, I think, for Unlimited. I think the best bet for Unlimited is probably Daria, because Daria can get this card out as like possibly turn 6 or 7. Does Lilac kill this with a clash? No. Lilac effect destroys. Anything that says destroy does not work. Thanks for the host bot washer. Yeah. Anything that destroys does not work. It's like the Aegis thing all over again. Does this kill Aegis? Does this kill Aegis? Does this kill Aegis? No. It doesn't. You can only banish her or transform her with things that don't target her. Good night, Botch Washer. Yeah. That is all the cards, I think. There's probably a few. Oh, what's this? Nothing. There's probably a few ones that aren't translated yet, but I'll save those for another day, or when they get translated.